Hey traders, Shane from GMT Futures and FX. Welcome back. I'm going to take you through our GMT exits today. So we're going to go through one of our exits at a time, and the reason for that is we're going to spend a little bit of time learning about the exit, and then obviously learning about how the exit can be used within the strategy and how we can optimize the exit. So the first one we're going to look at is our take profit trailing stop. So this is one of the foundation exits that we use within our V2 strategy, so our Trend Trader V2 strategy. And now that it's part of the GMT exits strategy, which is a separate strategy which we can use with any system that we're trading, we're going to run through exactly how we can optimize that exit or that trailing stop to take obviously more opportunity in the market and collect potentially more profit as well. So let's jump in and have a look at the take profit trailing stop. Alright traders, for the purpose of this example, we're going to use our Viper system. It could be any strategy that we run. It could be a strategy that we're putting together or just developing, or it could be one that's it's already in existence and that we're using. So the Viper, the Trend, the Break, any number of systems that we have. So I'll just run through the basic setup and then we'll talk about the exit. So what we have here is we've got an entry short, price closes below these moving averages, and that gives us our entry short. So that you can see that price bar, you can see that candle close below there. There's our short entry. Now with any strategy we trade, it doesn't matter what strategy it is, we always have an initial stop. I'll talk about that on another video, but today we're going to talk about this take profit trailing stop. So you can see here we've got our moving average bands. They're more for the entry for the Viper system. So if I add in the take profit trailing stop, so I'll go to insert analysis technique, and you'll see it under indicators. It's actually listed under the GMT V2 take profit. So I've already got it loaded up on my chart. I just have to turn it on. So I go to format analysis technique, and I'll just turn that indicator on. There it is there. It's off, but I'll turn it on, and we have our indicator. Now you don't need to do anything with the indicator, it's on now. So what we need to do though is, and here it is here, it's these little red dots, you'll see them, and then when we get price moving in a bullish direction or long, then we get the little green dots. So this is your trailing stop here, and I'll just for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to show you. So basically it's these little dots here that you see, and you'll see them as price moves down, the dots scroll down. The bigger the move on the price bars, obviously the further the stops are going to move down. And what we have, so basically when you think about this TP trailing stop, this take profit trailing stop, if we look at our GMT exit strategy, what we're looking at, and we'll jump in here, it's in the section on exits, so we'll go into our exits on trailing stops, and you'll see that here it is here, trailing stops. So it's second down, almost second, third down. So if we scroll down to our trailing stops, you'll see that it is just there, TP trail stop. Now I've got this set, 1 turns it on, 0 is off, and we want new TP trail as 1. That's your offset there. So if it's a negative number and we're in a short trade, then the trailing stop will be above the red dots. If it's a positive number that you have in there, then it'll be below the red dot. So I would always optimize on the TP. So if you want to give it a little bit more room to run, you're going to set it a bit higher above the TP trailing stop. If you want to be a little bit tighter on the profit, then you're going to set it closer to where the price is. But having said that, if you do that, you're more likely to get taken out of the trade. So with my optimization on this strategy and this exit input, I always run around, my rule of thumb is that I'm going to run the exit trailing stop when I do my optimization. I'm going to run it roughly around about, if we optimize here, say negative, probably the furthest I'll go, negative 20 to plus 5 with a 1 increment. That would be my optimization value generally on most of the systems. So that is just covering off our TP trailing stop. And as I mentioned before, if you get into a long setup, then it's exactly the same. It just basically is the opposite, where if we get into a long setup, then a 0 would be on the line. So if you're running a 0, then you're waiting for price to come back and touch that green dot, and you see here it does right there, so that would get you out. If you've got a negative value, then you're sitting below the line, so you're giving it more room to move on the trade. If it's a positive value, it's above, and you're being a bit more you're being a little bit tighter with movement, and you want to lock in obviously more. You want to lock in profit just in case this the trade goes against you quickly and starts to move back in the opposite direction. So that is a quick run through of the TP trailing stop. Very handy little tool. You'll find that it works really well. It does a really good job of shadowing price action, as you can see here. And if we were long, which we potentially could be here, we close above the moving average envelope, so a nice long setup. Then our TP would automatically kick in, and we would be tracking that stop all the way up, waiting for price to come back. Now, remember, if we have our setting at 0, we're going to get taken out right on the green dots right there. If we have our setting at plus, say, 5, we're going to get taken out, or plus 3, then it'll be 37.26. We'll get knocked out around about there. And then if it's negative 6, then we're going to be, or negative 3, then we're going to get taken out at 37.20. So that's how the TP trailing stop works. That's the run through of the optimization, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and good luck with using the GMT exits trailing stop option. Cheers.